I remember last year, a group of 6 of us, all of us deaf, travelled to Bali. We stayed there for about 7 weeks. The island was small but beautiful. One thing I didn't like was constantly getting mithered by people in the streets. It was so frustrating. I wanted to shoo them away, but they kept coming back. One day, I remember, I needed to get some money exchanged. I checked the exchange rates. I was comparing two. One had a better exchange rate, but it seemed a bit rough. The office was dirty, but it had a better price. My friend and I went and said that we wanted to exchange £50. We signed all the travellers' checks and handed over my passport for evidence. The man began sorting all the money behind the desk. He pulled out a massive wad of cash and I couldn't believe my eyes. All of that for £50? My jaw dropped. I started counting out the rupees. There were loads. By the end I had a massive pile of them. Just as I'd finished, the man asked to see the money again. He said that he'd check one last time to make sure he'd given us the right amount. He counted out the notes and laid them in a horizontal pile, and then stacked a vertical pile on top, and carried on doing this. He said that it was easier for me to know. I thanked him and said that now I knew how much I had. We went back to the hotel and had a great night. Went to a restaurant, went for some drinks. But the next day, I got my money out, and there was less than before. Thought, that's gone quickly. It's not possible I spent all of that in one night. I checked again. I was definitely short. Probably about £25. I thought, that's definitely not possible. Something's gone wrong. I asked my friend and they had the same problem. A couple of other friends had done the same thing, so I went and found them. I told them to check how much money they had. Exactly the same problem. We decided to go back to the exchange office, tell him that we were short and that we can't have spent the money in one night. He started panicking and throwing money at us. We knew that he'd been fiddling the system. I got my other friend to come in and reenact the situation. I couldn't believe what I saw. Underneath the desk, he had a drawer, and when he took the money back to count it out, he was sliding it underneath and putting it back in the drawer. It was very thin, so it was unlikely that anyone would be able to see him. But I was smarter than that. I confronted him and he started panicking again. I told him to move out of the way and checked in the drawer, but there was nothing there. I shoved him out of the way this time, and I was right. Underneath the first drawer, there was another teeny tiny drawer. Money laid out all throughout it. Just as I was leaving, another tourist came in. I warned him of what had happened and told him to be careful. The tourist took my warning, and hopefully he'll be more careful in the future. You've got to be careful in Bali.